What happens when someone at the peak of success suddenly loses everything overnight? If one day everything you've built, success, wealth, fame, vanished like smoke, what would you have left? This is exactly what happened to Steve Jobs, the powerful man behind the famous Apple brand. Facing life's abyss, what did he see? Today, let's discover that sometimes losing everything is when we find the true treasure within our hearts. Story 1, The Miracle of Causes and Conditions. Steve Jobs was born under extraordinary circumstances. His young mother couldn't care for him and had to place him with another family. Initially, his biological mother insisted her child should be raised by a highly educated family. Yet by unexpected destiny, Steve ended up in a humble home with adoptive parents who had no degrees at all. His birth mother agreed only after the adoptive parents sincerely promised, "Steve will definitely go to college." 17 years later, Steve entered college but quickly dropped out, unwilling to burden his parents financially. He freely attended a calligraphy class, a subject seemingly useless at that time. Yet later, this calligraphy knowledge became crucial, inspiring the beautiful typography of the Macintosh computer, revolutionizing technology forever. Here's a similar everyday story. Min, an ordinary office worker, learned karate as a child only because his parents forced him. He didn't enjoy it and thought it useless. Yet one day, during a street robbery, these self-defense skills suddenly saved him and others. Min was astonished. The seemingly meaningless skill from his childhood had suddenly become his lifeline. The Buddha taught, nothing happens without causes and conditions, each carrying its own meaning. Embrace every experience openly, patiently awaiting the day those seeds blossom. Story 2, Liberation Through Loss. At age 30, Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the very company he had created. Imagine building your entire life's work only to have it vanish overnight, feeling abandoned in the cold valley of Silicon Valley. But in this despair, Steve discovered inner light. His passion for creativity still burned brightly. Having lost everything, he gained total freedom to start anew, founding Next in Pixar, achieving successes beyond expectations. Remember J.K. Rowling, author of Harry Potter? She lost her job, lived in poverty and despair before creating her legendary magical world. Her profound loss freed Rowling from limitations, awakening immense creativity. Buddhism teaches clearly, letting go does not mean losing. It means liberation, creating freedom. Loss is a condition allowing the heart to become lighter, ready for something greater. Story 3, Impermanence and Mindfulness. Each morning, Steve Jobs asked himself, if today were my last day, would I still do what I'm about to do? This habit helped him live every moment fully, avoiding meaningless activities. Lan, an accountant, once lived under intense stress, always anxious about the future. But after narrowly escaping death in a traffic accident, she realized deeply how fragile life is, too precious to waste on anxiety and fear. From then on, Lan practiced mindfulness every day, performing all tasks with peaceful awareness. The Buddha taught clearly, mindfulness is the art of fully living each present moment. Clearly understanding impermanence awakens us and helps us cherish every moment we have. The story of Steve Jobs reminds us of an important truth. Sometimes losing everything can become the most valuable opportunity to truly find ourselves. When you let go of external attachments, you begin to clearly see the eternal value within your heart. Today, take a moment to deeply reflect on your own life. If everything you currently have suddenly vanished, what would you do? What is the most meaningful thing you choose to hold in your heart? Steve Jobs once said, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." This fearless spirit of curiosity and awakening is exactly what the Buddha wants us to nurture within ourselves. May you find true peace and remain steadfast on the journey of discovering yourself. As Steve Jobs advised, stay hungry, stay foolish. And the Buddha also urges us to keep our minds humble, curious, and constantly open to learning. Thank you for listening to today's story. May you live peacefully, mindfully, and always discover the miraculous causes and conditions each day brings to your life.